Hello all and welcome to the latest Craftmania Sunday Showcase. I'm Jamie and I'm going to be your host today as I take you through a brand new collection of dies. Now I promise you now this one's quite a tempting collection and I think you're going to find it hard not to say yes to this one. We have them all individually, so if you don't want to buy the whole set you're more than welcome to just buy the odd ones you do really love. But if you've got a few pennies to spare, you might want to part with them and get the whole lot because it's a lovely collection and we have an amazing special offer for you being a Sunday Showcase offer. What we're going to do to begin with is I'm going to talk you through the different dies. We'll look at the different sets. I'll tell you the codes. I'm going to tell you the codes this week because if you do wish to order them by text or by phone, you're more than welcome to. By text, we'll give you the number in the description. If you wish to do it by phone, you can give us a call at either of our stores. We'll give you the lowest off number, that's 01502 218 281. We're open from 9 till 5, Monday to Saturday. So if you do want to give us a call and actually order them, feel free to, that's what we're here for. Of course, if you prefer, you can order them all on our website as well. So if you just want to tap away and send us your order, we'll pop them in the post and get them sent out to you as soon as we can. Let's have a little look through the actual sets of dies themselves. So we're going to start off here with our creator card die. Now we're going to call this one the pointed flower die simply because of the Aperture die that comes with it has these really nice points to the tips of them. The actual die itself, these are really clever dies. If you haven't seen these before, we do several different creator card dies. They're very nicely worked, that they do a lot of cutting and a lot of embossing all in one to give you this really nice filigree effect. I've got just a quick sample cut out here to show you. As you can see, you get some really nice delicate cutting around this bit, and then up here we've got this really nice embossed bit, and it all just comes together to make a really lovely background. Now the die itself, the pointed flower part, this part, if you wish to, you can pop that in while you cut and emboss this part, and it will actually create a window in your die cut. If you don't want to, you can of course just cut it out as a separate piece and use it just as a topper, or you can add it on top of these if you wish to create different effects. There's loads you can do with them, but it's really nice that they include that extra die so that you've got that different dimension to work with if you wish to. So that was your pointed flower, $16.99 that one, code D104F. Moving on to a next die. We have another creator card to tempt you with. This one is our star flower, and I'm sure you can see why we're calling it that. This is code D103F. Again, it's $16.99. And again, you can see some really lovely cuts going on in this part of it, and really nice intricate embossing going on around there. It's a really stunning one to actually work with, and so easy to cut out as well. These dies are top quality. You're not going to get stuck with them in the actual die cut and struggle to get them out. Even the waste just comes out really easily as well, especially if you use one of our rolly tools, but I'll be talking to you about those in a moment. But really lovely, easy to work with dies. Moving on, we have our butterfly corner. Now, although we're calling this one a corner, it can be used in so many different ways. To limit it just as a corner is a bit silly. But for the ease of today's video, we're going to refer to it as a corner. So this is your butterfly corner. Its code is D102A and it is $10.99. Moving on, we have our butterfly edgeable. Now this one's code is D101A and it's $10.99. If you haven't heard the term edgeable before, basically what that means is although we have all this die cut work up the top here, below it there isn't a blade at all. So this bit will stay attached to your card. So if you wish to do it on the side of a card to make interesting gatefolds, or if you wish to do it on the seam of a card to sort of pop up from behind the back of it, you can do. There's a lot we can do with that. Or you can just cut it out of a scrap of paper, trim off the bottom and stick it on the edge of anything you wish to. There's loads of options for that, but the nice bit is where they haven't included that bar, you can always use it for different things instead of it just being a cut out on its own. So I'll explain a bit more of that as we go through my samples today, show you a few of the different ways I've used it, and that might help you out a little bit if you're not too sure what I'm rambling on about today. Next one we have is a doily die for you. Now this doily die is very versatile, there's a lot we can do with it. Its code is D990, it's $11.99. I've actually got one here that I've cut out and folded. I wanted to show you this as a different effect. If you wish to, let's try and bring it back round. That's just its cut out. You can simply just snip up the middle of it to the centre, and then you can sort of fold it back and forth to create this fan style effect if you wish to. Add a bow or a button or a flower and you've got a really nice sort of intricate piece to put on your card. Or, if you prefer, you can take it, and I'll just grab one of these, you can fold it round a corner and turn it into a really nice corner element instead. And of course you'll see that on one of my cards I've done today to give you that actually as a completed sample. Moving on to our next die, and our last die in your actual super bundle today, we have a butterfly set. Now this is a really good value butterfly set, even if you don't take advantage of the Sunday Showcase bundle offer. This one's only $12.99, and with it you receive 3 delicate cut butterflies and 3 solid bases. Now this gives you a lot of options. We can either cut the bases out like these here and use them on their own. We could of course just layer them, create 3D effects, or use them to ink or stamp or do anything we wish to them. Or of course we could take the delicate ones and actually layer them over the top of these to create different styles. This part you could of course use to cut apertures in your cards as well. So if you don't want a solid effect, you could use just that and cut out to make different aperture styles. There's a lot you could do with these. They really does open up a whole new world by giving you both components to them. And value-wise, it actually means you're getting 6 dies for just $12.99. Now, if you are a regular to my videos, you're going to have seen me go on and on about my pink butterflies. Most weeks I bring out a pink set of butterflies and show you those, tell you they're $14.49 for 3 of them. Well, of course, that makes these even cheaper, because at this time, not only are we getting 3 for $12.99, but you've also got the solid base to them as well. So value-wise, really, really good value. Now, all of the dies I've shown you, so of course that's both of the creator cards, the corner, the edgeable, the doily, and all of the butterflies. If you wish to purchase all of them individually, that would cost you £80.94. But this week, and this week only for our Sunday Showcase offer, you can buy all of that for just £50. Now this offer does end at 5 PM on Saturday the 27th of January 2018. Obviously it's saving you £30.94. That's an incredible saving, and 50 quid for all of those dies is a really good price. So if you are in the market for some new dies, this might be a set that you really need to get your hands on. Obviously if you are having them posted to you and you live within the UK, you will have gone over our £35 on our website, so you will qualify for free P&P. So literally every time you spend over £35 online, you will receive free P&P anywhere in the UK. If you don't wish to buy the whole set, or you do just wish to pick a different couple of bits and add to it, if you spend under £35, then our postage is a flat rate of just £2.75. So it's not the end of the world, but again, if you are looking at getting the whole set, it's another little bit you're saving as well. If you don't live in the UK and you still wish to purchase these, I don't blame you, how could you resist? Then we will post them anywhere in the world, never a problem, anywhere at all. We literally send parcels all around the world every week now. It's quite the in thing. That isn't a problem at all. Just check out our frequently asked question page on our website and it will tell you all about our international shipping rules. So it may well be a good way for you to get these wherever you are in the world. So going back to a few other products I've used in today's video, I mentioned earlier about our rolly tool. We have a wonderful rolly tool. I don't often show you bits like this, but I really think it's something you might want to add on to your order. This is such a great tool to use. Not only do you get the rolly bit, which is really stiff bristled and really strong bristled. We've done a few of these over the years and the bristles have been a bit naff. This one's brilliant. You also get a mat to put your die on, so when you cut it out, turn it over, roll this over the back of it, and it will just pop out all of them little niggly bits that are left in there. They don't remove absolutely everything, but probably about 95% depending on the die and the cardstock you're using. But it's certainly a lot quicker than poking them out with a pin or a pokey tool. I know some of you enjoy doing that and I won't want to take that away from you. But if you are somebody that just wants to get on with the crafting side of it and less of the tidying up side of it, this might be a tool that you could really benefit from having. Your code for that is roll1 and they are $8.99. So for your $8.99 you'll get your tool and your mat. So a really good price on those. The brand we used to do, I think are now about £17. So very, very, very good price for a product such like that. On today's cards you're going to see lots of flowers made. All of my flowers I've made using these 3 punches. We are doing a lovely offer on these at the moment in store and online, whereby you can buy all 3 punches for just £10. They should cost you about £12.97 if I remember rightly. So it's a saving of about £3, but they really do layer up to create some really lovely, lovely flowers, and it might be a set you wish to get hold of. And I quite like a punch, because if you are going to punch flowers, it's quite quick to punch a flower, sometimes quicker than waiting for your dies to go through a machine several times to get you the layers you need. Talking of this, if you do have a big machine, you may like our little Diddy machine. These ones have a 3-inch wide by 6-inch long cutting plate. The reason I'm showing you this today is because of a lot of the dies you're going to get in your Sunday Showcase offer can be used to this. Obviously not your big creator card dies or your doily, but you can use this with the corner die, the edgeable die, and all the individual butterflies. And of course, many, many more dies on top of that. And it is a lovely little gadget to use, and a lot quicker than sometimes waiting for your dies to pass through the big A4 machines. The machine itself is only $39.99. It comes with the plates you need and the embossing mats. You're ready to go straight out of the box. It may be something you want to look at or add to a birthday wish list maybe. If you haven't seen about our machine before, we do have a video. If you pop on YouTube, you want Craftmania Crafts UK, if that isn't where you're watching us already, and just have a little look for the introduction to mini die cutting machine video, and you can see me waffle on for 10 minutes all about that machine and how wonderful it is to work with. But it really is a good machine, so do have a little look at that if you get a chance. So let's have a look through some of the cards I've made today and give you a little glimpse into some of the things you could do with this collection. So the first one I did today, this is quite a large card. If to give you an idea, the actual backing card for this, the stand it's on, is actually A4 wide. So it's quite a big beast of a card, but it's just trying to show you a couple of ideas of what you could do with it. And if you do want to make special cards for weddings and anniversaries, things like that, this might be something that you quite like. It's done on the sort of book of tricks style, where I've just cut different pages out of large cardstock, folded them in the middle, rounded out the pages, and then created all of my different die cuts on top of it to make up this sample. So the creator card die used in the background here, let's give you a little sneaky peek in here. You can see this is our star flower one. Now I've actually covered up the part of the star flower using my doilies on this side, and on over this side I've actually used one of the cutouts off of the middles of it, or the aperture die from it as such, to add my sentiment onto. I've still put the doily in because I really like the layers of the white and the different interesting cuts to give you that sort of layered white work effect. The die itself is really nice too, because of these parts of it actually fold up. So if you do want to add a bit more dimension to it, you can do, or they're the perfect place to add a little gem or a pearl or a bit of glitter if you wish to as well. And the good bit with these dies is you can twist them so that they sort of fit in different ways. So as you can see, we've sort of gone off on 2 different styles or designs, 2 different directions is probably the better word, to give you this style of overlapping on our actual pages. Behind these you will see that we have our corner die. Now as I say, is what we're labelling today as our corner die, but we've used it actually as more of a border coming out from one of our pages, and I've added that on both sides to give you that sort of hangout detail. On the top of my book I've actually added the edgeable die cut twice and stuck to the top of the pages just as loose panels as such. I've glued my book onto my stand so you can't actually see the messy bit at the back where I've put my dies down, but of course you can cover that up if you want to, or I could have cut it actually into individual pages instead, but I think that works quite well. We've also got the little dies of our butterflies. You can see a couple of the different designs there. Actually, I say that there's all 3 of them, so all 3 of our different designs from the butterfly set are used there. Obviously not using the solid backs, but you certainly could if you want to, but I really wanted that sort of delicate look instead. Sticking with the white work idea, I've gone on to this card. Now this time I'm showing you a couple of different dies. We have in here our doily one turned into a fan. We then have our edgeable die across the bottom here. We've then got our trio of butterflies on the sides, our edgeable die used on the top, and then of course we've got our pointed flower creator card die used to create this part. Now the good bit with this as well is I've used the punch to make my little flowers that sit on top of the flowers in the actual creator card die. So if you do want to dress them up a bit more, you certainly can add them to it. And of course we've got the punch flowers made to go on the front of our little fan bit as well. The edgeable, of course, I mentioned that we've used that at the bottom and the top here. At the bottom it's actually creating my stopper as well. So you can see just by cutting it off and sticking on some foam pads, you can turn them into stoppers, and it gives us that really nice coordinating top and bottom effect. Moving on to my third sample today, I've left the white work bit behind and we've gone on to a bit of a gold flaring with our white. So this one's a bit different. This time we have that really nice corner die, actually used as a corner, so your corner butterfly die. We've then got the creator card die from the pointed flower one, giving you a different idea, just adding gems to the middles of the flowers. We've then got one of our lacy butterflies from the trio of butterflies, and our punched flowers built up and created on that bit as well. But I quite like the white and the gold. It's quite a nice effect, isn't it? Hopefully you like that one. I really hope you do, because I've got a couple more white and gold ones to share with you as well. So hold on in there if you don't. There are other colours coming. This one is a stepper card. Again, we have used the corner die. Now, this one's all about the corner die, really. I wanted to talk to you a bit more about this, because what I've done is I've taken my corner die, I've cut 2 out of gold mirror board and turned them into this sort of oval pendant part for the middle. I've then used an oval die and stuck that on over the top of it. I've then cut 2 more of these, my corner die that is, and I've cut the butterfly out. Just snipped off with a pair of scissors to release the actual butterfly from the middle here. I've used them to actually make my butterflies for the middle, and then all of the bits from the edges, all these swirly bits, I've used them behind the tabs on each side of my actual stepper card to create this sort of matching filigree detail. So one die is obviously being used as its complete die, as just swirly bits, and as a butterfly. So again, value for money wise, £10.99 that die is if you do wish to buy it on its own, and you're getting sort of 3 different uses from one die. Not to mention the fact, as we show you on the pass card, you could use it as a corner, and on this one you can make it a focal point. There's just so much you can do with that one. I predict that will sell out very, very quickly indeed. So if you do like the look of it, don't hesitate. Do get in there and get that one held or ordered. I'd hate you to miss out. Moving on, I'll show you a different use for that one. This time I've sort of popped it in behind the panels on my card, and I've actually bent them forward a little bit just to give it a bit more of a sort of domed effect coming out the sides of it. In the middle I've used the edgeable die. So that's this one, code D101A, £10.99 again. And as I said earlier with the edgeable, you can of course leave it in the cardstock, or you can trim it and cut it out like we did to create our stopper on one of our previous cards. This time I've cut 2 out of gold mirror card. I've cut them separately and then joined them together down the middle and hid the join with some ribbon. I've then used the delicate butterflies and just added them onto the middle of my oval as well. Moving on to my next card, as I did promise we'd go on to different colours. This time we've left the gold and the white behind, and we've gone for a bit of mint green instead. So this time we have our star flower creator card die using in the background here. We've got the same mint pearl cut for our 3 different butterflies, and then in the background we have the corner die used as well. I really love mint white and silver, something quite fresh about that colour combination. We then have the flower punches used again for our little detail on our ribbon. The ribbon's worth talking about as well. Every week, if you do watch my videos, you will notice I stand in front of all of these little ribbons behind me up here. If you've not seen them before, they're available obviously in store or of course on our website, but they're brilliant value ribbons. These are actually £2.50 a roll, and on them you get 25 metres of sheer ribbon, which means they're only 10p a metre, which if you are a ribbon buyer, we do loads of different ribbons. All of these are stands filled full of ribbons, and we do a lot of sheer ribbon by the metre, and it's like 56p a metre. So to be getting this for just 10p is a really good price. And as you can see from behind me, it comes in quite a lot of different colours. So do check that out online or in store if you're passing. Another one you might like to look at as well is our satin ribbon. It's again by the roll, sorry, £2.50 a roll. On here you actually get 20 metres, and this one's a slightly thinner ribbon itself, but again great for doing little bows and bits, and comes in quite a few different colours as well. Moving on to our next card, this time we have a gatefold card. Now earlier we were talking about the edgeable die and how you can use it on the edge of your card if you wish to. So this is showing you how on one panel of card You can cut it at both ends to create a gatefold if you wish to. There's many other things you could do with it, but I've used it this time to create my gatefold. I've then added in acetate to make up the rest of my sort of doors, if you wish, or gates, maybe we should call them. And then in the middle we've got the doily die cut in white and just foam padded on, and then a circle, and then obviously a scallop circle as well, all just die cut with a little stamp sentiment on the middle of it. And then we've got one of the delicate dies from our butterflies used for the little detail on the front there. Really, really basic, this one. You can certainly dress it up a bit more if you wish to, but I just wanted to show you how really nice these are to use as gatefolds if you want to. Moving on to another white and black one. This time we've gone round a circle aperture card. So I've often go on about these. I love doing this. This is just an ordinary aperture card. If you do purchase aperture cards, you normally get your 3 different panels so that you can fold one over, glue it down, and then whatever you've put in the middle there, you can seal away and hide. Well, I love doing this. I did explain this a couple of weeks ago in a video. If you didn't see it, you might like to see it again. This is just the third fold left open. I've put a stopper at the back of it so that way I could actually hang a little thing in the middle of it instead. Around the circle I've used the corner die, the corner of butterfly. Again, this is worth mentioning. As we see earlier, you can certainly cut that die about. This time I've done 3 complete ones of that, but I ran out of room to fit a 4th in, and I didn't really want it to sort of layer up and look too messy. So I've just cut it about a bit and trimmed it off so it ends on this swirl, and cut the butterfly this side so it ends. I actually left a little bit of a gap so I could hopefully point this out and you can see that. But of course you could hide that a little bit better if you was doing it for not me and you to see. if it was somebody else, then you might want to cover it up a little bit more. But it's a good way to show you that you could of course expand these to any size circle or square you wanted to. In the middle of our hangy bit, let's open this out actually so you can see it a bit better. That might be easier for our poor cameraman. On here we have just a circle die, and then in the middle I've cut my doily and stuck it on there, and then out of the edges we have the waste that was cut off of that corner die. Instead of throwing it in the bin, I've just stuck it coming out of there to match in a little bit, and then we have our delicate butterfly dies used on the front of there as well with just a little sentiment. Kept quite clean and simple, this one. I love white and black, it's just quite crisp, isn't it, and fresh, but fun to work with. Moving on. Our last card today, hopefully you've enjoyed these, but this is our last one. This time we have gone for the pointed flower creator card die. You can see I've put the die back in to create the aperture side of that, so if you do want to do that you can do. I then just used a scallop die cut to add my sentiment in the middle of it. We of course have the flower punches used to create the 3 flowers. We've got the twiddles off of the corner die again added in here. We've also got a corner die used at the top as sort of an edgeable style. So again, you could use it for that if you wish to. And then the doilies here have been used to create my corners. We spoke about this a little while ago, but you can quite easily just fold them round any sort of piece of card and create corners with them instead. I've actually glued mine on the back here to hold my corner in place, which means the front of it is completely free of glue. So if you wanted to use this more like a photo corner, you could do, and pop little panels and pieces into them. It's really up to you, but I quite like the fact that as they're not glued down, they sort of ping up into the air a little bit and give you a bit more of a dimension as well. We of course have the butterflies on this one also, just to add in that butterfly theme. But one of the nice bits about this collection, I know there is butterflies in it and a few other bits, but we could dress this up for so many different occasions. If you're going to be doing your Easter cards soon, or Valentine's Day, or just about any occasion really, depending on the colours you're using, you could certainly mask different bits of these off with flowers and different interesting bits to hide a little bit of it away. Things like the doilies, that could be used for just about anything again. I know some of you are working on Christmas cards again already. Why not use that in there as well? That would look really lovely cut in gold mirror board, wouldn't it? Things like that. There's a lot we could do with them. So then, let's just have a little wrap through our dies again for you before I let you go. So we have our first creator card die, which is our pointed flower. That's code D104F. That one's $16.99. We then have our star flower, which is code D103F, and that one's $16.99. We then have our corner, I'll pop that back in the corner so you can see it, the corner butterfly die, which is D102A, that one's $10.99. And then we have our edgeable die, D101A, $10.99. We then have our Doily die, which is code D990. That one's $11.99. And then, of course, we have the set of 6 butterfly die cuts, which is code D100A, and that one's $12.99. Don't forget your rolly tool, roll 1 for your code, $8.99, or your punch set, which is code punch 1, and that's £10. Don't forget, if you wish to order by text, you can do. You can text anytime, day or night, whenever you wish to, and then that way we can have the items held for you in store. I will pop the mobile number to text to in the description, save you trying to keep up with me reading it out, but it's up there if you do wish to have a little look at it and text us any of them order codes. Or of course, as I said earlier, you can give us a ring on 01502 218 281 between 9 and 5, Monday to Saturday, and we can certainly chat to you about your order and either hold it in store, or of course we can post it out to you if you wish to. All of the products I've shown you today are available on our website, so if you do want to jump online and get your order sent in, especially if you're going for the offer, I would certainly do that sooner rather than later. The £50 bundle I think will go very, very quickly. If you are ordering via text or by phone and you're wondering I haven't given you a bundle code, just tell us bundle and we will have the whole £50 set held for you. I know a lot of you are going to be going for that one because it's certainly a good little offer and saving you nearly £31. That's an incredible amount to save, and of course that's just a great saving, especially if you're going to get your free PMP, or if you do come in store you can of course have your loyalty card points as well, so it's a good little way to fill up your cards. If you've enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our YouTube channel. If you're new to YouTube and you haven't done as yet, please do subscribe to our channel. We currently have just over 400 subscribers. We hit that landmark this week, so thank you very much if you are one of them. If you're not, please join in the fun and do subscribe. That way you'll be notified every time we upload one of our videos, so you won't miss out on anything at all. If you do like the cards from today, you can of course go on Pinterest and then you can actually click and save it or pin your cards you like. So if you wish to come back to them at a later date, then you can do as well. Like last week's video, a lot of that stuff sold out very, very quickly. If you haven't seen last week's video yet, it's pretty much too late. We had some wonderful corner punch offers going on and they sold out literally. The first design started to sell out under 24 hours. So please don't miss out on this week's offers. Our offers do go very, very quickly indeed. Don't miss out. We will do our best to try and keep up with demand, but I would hate you to miss out if you're somebody who really wants these. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back next Sunday with another video and a new special offer for you. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.